15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
Okay, we got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll complete and pitch is program.
Altitude's 2 miles.
Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
Okay, we got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on a proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll complete and pitch is program.
Altitude's 2 miles.
Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
On this day, 56 years ago, we walked on the moon. On July 20th, 1968, Neil Armstrong stepped off Apollo 11's lunar module Eagle and onto the surface of the moon. His words would become legendary. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. An estimated 600 million people watched it live, the largest TV audience in history at the time. Around the world, people stopped what they were doing to witness a moment once thought impossible. Armstrong was soon joined by Buzz Aldrin, and the two spent 2 hours and 15 minutes outside the spacecraft, collecting rock samples, taking photographs, and conducting experiments. They also left behind a plaque that read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot upon the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." The astronauts returned to the lunar module, and along with Michael Collins orbiting above in the command module, Columbia, made it safely back to Earth. The moon landing wasn't just a milestone in space exploration, it was a turning point in human history, a moment that proved we could leave our planet, cross the void, and touch the unknown. Still, questions remain. As part of an independent analysis, I used AI-based motion tracking to measure the velocity of the Saturn V rocket in official launch footage digitized from NASA's own 16mm film. The results showed a significant discrepancy. The rocket appears to be moving up to 9 times slower than expected for its known launch profile. If accurate, this discrepancy would raise valid questions about the integrity of the archival footage. It's also notable that NASA no longer shows continuous footage of the Apollo 11 launch, only fragments from various angles, with key visual cues like the rocket's shadow on the clouds removed in post-editing. That shadow, if present in real time, would allow independent verification of telemetry through visual parallax. This isn't about denial, it's about scientific consistency. A moment as great as the moon landing deserves not just celebration, but scrutiny worthy of its historic scale. And those footprints, they may still be there, but truth too must leave footprints, ones we can trace back with reason, evidence, and openness. I asked an artificial intelligence to determine the speed of the rocket shown in a video. It did so and concluded that the real footage of the Saturn V rocket underrepresents its speed by a factor of 9. It then reasoned that a rocket moving at such a reduced speed would not be capable of delivering the crew and lunar module into orbit. This suggests that someone is withholding information. The video had been digitized by enthusiasts from 16mm film provided by NASA. However, in what appears to be an effort to conceal this fact, NASA cut up its own video materials and instead of showing a continuous video of the Apollo 11 launch, presents various disconnected fragments from different angles. These edits specifically exclude the dynamic shadow of the rocket on the clouds, which would make it easy to verify the rocket's telemetry at every moment of the launch. When facts collide, NASA, contradictions, and the price of disillusionment. Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a point when an organization, no matter how powerful or iconic, becomes entangled in its own narrative. And NASA, for all its glory, prestige, and historic achievements, is no exception. Over the decades, it has built not just spacecraft, but a mythology, a story so large, so revered, that questioning any part of it is seen as heresy. But history isn't sacred. It's supposed to be examined, because when the facts stop fitting together and inconsistencies are swept aside with patriotic fervour or media spectacle, we lose the ability to think clearly. And that in itself is dangerous. NASA, for all its technical brilliance, has reached a point where it can no longer keep all the facts straight in its own head. There are too many stories, too many versions, too many technical documents, too many carefully edited clips. The institution that once guided rockets to the moon now struggles to keep its own narrative in orbit. Let me be clear, this isn't about denying the moon landings. This is about the failure to maintain internal coherence. The cracks in the timeline, the inconsistencies in video, telemetry, and physics. NASA finds itself in the strange position of needing to back up the historical narrative, not with clear evidence, but with evidence of the inconsistencies themselves. Yes, we now live in an age where to preserve the official story, institutions must preserve even the evidence of its possible fabrication. That's where we are. And that brings me to a particular video. A video that shouldn't exist, but does. A piece of archival material, digitized from NASA's own 16mm footage, analyzed using modern AI tools. In this video, we hear the audio stating that the Saturn V rocket is at an altitude of 3 miles. That's roughly 4.8 kilometers. But here's the problem. That statement is made at a time corresponding to 104 seconds after liftoff. According to NASA's own published flight data, by 104 seconds, the Saturn V should be much higher, not 3 miles, but roughly 14 to 17 miles above the ground, depending on the flight profile model you use. This is not a small discrepancy. This is not rounding error or interpretive fuzziness. This is a clear contradiction between the audio telemetry preserved in the video and the expected physical trajectory of one of the most powerful rockets ever built. So what's going on here? Was the footage slowed down? Was the audio edited? Did someone forget to align timelines when splicing together clips for public consumption? Or, more troubling, was it never meant to survive long enough for AI to analyze it? Whatever the case, this video exists, and now so does the problem. NASA has worked very hard to avoid showing continuous, unbroken footage of the Apollo 11 launch. Instead, we're given montages, multiple camera angles, slow-motion shots, high-contrast edits. But what we never get is the unbroken timeline, the kind that would allow a physicist or analyst to verify second by second what's happening in the launch, including simple things like the shadow of the rocket on the clouds, which could serve as a visual benchmark for velocity. And so, in the absence of clarity, we are left with artifacts like this video, inconvenient remnants that cast doubt not on the moon landing itself, but on the integrity of the archival process, on the chain of custody for evidence, on the willingness of a public institution to be questioned. Now, here's where things get personal. I have no desire to be a provocateur. I didn't set out to uncover this. I didn't go hunting for controversy. But when the data contradicted the narrative, I chose not to look away. I did the math. I ran the frames. And what I found disappointed me. Not because I hate NASA, but because I admired it. This is the real tragedy. My faith in American engineering, in American truth-telling, has been broken. And it has a price. That's why I'm making the following statement, calmly and publicly. This video will be removed from YouTube only in exchange for $10 million. This is not a threat. This is not extortion. This is a symbolic transaction, a price tag on my disillusionment, a number that reflects not the value of the video, but the value of the belief that was lost when I realized how casually truth can be edited. This is not about money. It's about memory, about how easily facts vanish, unless someone somewhere refuses to delete them without asking questions first. I ask only that you understand me, not agree, not praise, not follow. Just understand, even the greatest stories must survive scrutiny, especially the greatest ones. Thank you.